My only wish is to give you a glimpse of God. You don't realize how much you miss God because you have never known Him. Once you do contact Him, no power on earth will be able to turn you away from Him. My only wish is to give you a glimpse of God, because having Him, no other gain is greater. Satan tempted Jesus with dominion over the whole world, but he said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." Jesus had that something which is infinitely greater. Knowing God is more satisfying than the fulfillment of any earthly desire. Every lesser wish of your heart will be taken care of when you have Him who is your greatest treasure. This is my own true testimony. He fulfilled my every desire. I do not seek things now, they seek me. When God gives Himself to you, He will fulfill your slightest wish. It is not necessary to ask. That is the state you want. But first you have to prove that you desire the Lord Himself more than His gifts. Out of the abundance God has given me, I have kept nothing for myself. I am always free, for nothing belongs to me. I am working only for Him and for all of you. Because of this, any time the thought of some need crosses my mind, God fulfills it. I have to take care what I mentally tell the Lord, for it is sure to materialize. This state of satisfaction no worldly prosperity can give. God is seeking you. You must seek Him. Follow this self-realization way. It will bring you to Him more quickly than any other path. I have tried all methods, and I entered this path on the basis of reason, not emotion. Through the demonstration of their own realization, the great masters of self-realization fellowship have shown that by following their way you can find the Lord. You can be among the greatest of the spiritually great. Just as by learning from a great scientist you can become a great scientist if you apply yourself. Charcoal does not receive and reflect the sunlight, but the diamond does. Charcoal mentalities, full of doubts and negation and spiritual slothfulness, cannot receive God. But diamond mentalities, sincere and full of faith and perseverance, receive and reflect the wisdom of divine consciousness. It is necessary to understand the meaning of religion. To most persons, religion is a matter of family tradition or social benefit or moral habit. They have no conception of the importance of religion. When I asked one man what religion he followed, he replied, "Nothing in particular. I change churches according to convenience." Those who are not seeking God as the paramount necessity of life do not understand the meaning of religion. Why do all people seek money? Because they are conditioned to the thought that money is essential to supply the things they need for their well-being. They don't have to be told this, they simply know it. Why then do most people not understand the necessity of knowing God? Because they lack imagination and discrimination. Very early in life, I saw that theological and even scriptural answers to certain questions could never fully satisfy the soul unless their truth were experienced through realization and God communion. For example, when my mother died and when other loved ones began to be taken away from me, I rebelled inwardly against it, but no one could give me an explanation that satisfied me. I decided I had to go find the answer myself through my own effort. I am not going to accept this blindly, I vowed. I am going to find the answer from Him who is the maker of this universe. I sought directly from God the understanding of life's mysteries that I could not find in the teachings in the churches and temples. If religion could not satisfy me as to why some persons are born poor and some rich, some blind and some healthy, how could it convince me of the justice of God? The masters of India, by attaining God communion, found the answers to life's riddles through inner realization and showed us how we can do likewise. There are many kinds of religionists in the world, and each religion has its own cross-section of this diversity. There are those whose approach to religion is wholly emotional. When their feelings are played upon too much, they become hysterical with religion. But in an extreme display of emotion, one loses touch with God. Emotionally excitable types want pep in religion. When you lecture from the intellectual plane, they fall asleep. It is too dull, they say. But playing upon others' emotions is simply juggling with their minds. It is not giving them truth or God. The intellectual religionist delights in hearing about various theological or philosophical concepts, flattering himself that he is on a higher rung of divine understanding than the emotional religionist. But intellectual stimulation, also, is only another kind of drug, a different form of mental juggling that does not give the seeker what he really needs, any more than does overstirring of the emotions. Religionists who cling blindly to dogma will often parrot what they do not really understand or have not realized. When you ask them questions, they quote scriptures and tenets like spiritual Victrolas. It is useless to reason with them because they are so sure they know it all.